It is 586, week number 7. And in week 7, we are kind of jumping all over the place with assignments compared to how things usually are. Usually it's week 1, here's the thing, read about the thing, submit the thing. Week 2, here's the thing, read about the thing, submit the thing. Where we have it now, and I need to actually look at this just to make sure I'm doing it right. This is week 7. So the assignment that was introduced last week, assignment number 6, your grant project, that's due at the end of this week, at the end of week 7. You've had 2 weeks for that, so you're about halfway done with that time. And now that we're starting week 7, you have assignment number 7, and depending on how you're doing it, part of it is due week 7, part of it is due week number 8. That assignment is called the Flipped Classroom Signature Assignment. The idea of this, whether it's the original kind of flipped model or the what does Jennifer call it? The in-class version of the flipped classroom. The idea is that you, as the teacher, are creating videos for students. They will listen to you, they will learn from you, and then in class, you will help them with the things. So the traditional model, John Bergman, Aaron Sims, kind of get credit for it. I've talked with each of them more than once, and there's like, we were just kind of doing it. It was weird that we kind of got made the poster children of like the flipped revolution. They're like, we were just trying to like free up time to help kids in class. Like it genuinely was an innocent kind of like, we're just trying the next thing. Can you make videos? Sure. Can kids learn from videos? Sure. And so the initial one is like, learn at home with the original content and then practice in class. So I think that the way this, I want to say it that way, the way that this takes advantage of the technology best is with a math class, where typically the teacher would kind of teach the thing and then like, go home and practice. Well, for crying out loud, students are going to make mistakes once they're doing that independent practice at home on their own. And when they're stuck at home on their own, the teacher's gone because it's homework. So, I mean, kind of step 1 is like, let's get rid of homework, because there's an abundance of research going through that. But the idea is just like, let's flip that. And so the lecture, the mostly teacher talking part, is watching a video at home, and then the in-class time, when the kids are going to make mistakes and get stuck and have questions, is the in-class part. And so the teacher's available for that. And so that's the idea of it. The in-class version of this is that it's more a station rotation model. And so kids are hopping over to one corner of the room or one kind of checkbox or like one set of devices, throwing on some headphones or stepping outside, listening to mostly you, teach the lesson, do the mini lesson, and then about 5 minutes later, they're popping over to practice it. And that's what enables you as the teacher to pop into small groups, pull them over to you, and all right, you just watched the video, now let's talk through that and practice together. I feel like the station rotation model of that, where they're doing kind of 4 tasks. One is watch a video you've made in class, one is spend time with you as the teacher practicing it, kind of gets the best of both worlds. I know a lot of criticism went around access and equity, because particularly when this was, what is that? It's like a jet engine. Are you hearing that? I don't know. A very loud airplane. There normally aren't very loud airplanes right above me. But there was a lot of criticism when this was kind of in its heyday of like, kids don't have access to devices, kids don't have access to broadband internet, and those continue to be issues. So the in-class model is partially in response to that, to make the classroom more equitable, and partially in response to just like station rotations, like a tried and true method. So your discussion board in this week, week number 7, is just sharing your ideas about teaching with technology, flipping your classroom. The one thing I will share and strongly recommend is it's not just about finding other videos to watch. The power of this type of teaching and learning is it's coming from you as the teacher. I think it's often easy to say, oh, I'll just find a video. They're better and more polished than I am. But you're the one with the relationship with your students. And so you often, and in this case, should be the one to be teaching the thing to them. I've been intentionally modeling not perfectly polished videos because that's not the point of teachers talking in videos. And if you're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars from like Google Education to make a video, then sure, make it more polished. But even those, like if you look at the Google for Education YouTube channel, a lot of those shorts are teachers with imperfect lighting in their classrooms talking, or people that kind of pretend to still be teachers. Anyway, that's for another story. Another story for another day. But the idea that you can just kind of talk, be a little bit interrupted, like a big jet flies over you and you're continuing, Mrs. Ogg, please come to the office. And you just continue going. Because the idea is you are busy and overwhelmed and have too much on your plate. The ability just to create a video that communicates a lot and allows students to watch and learn from you through video is incredibly powerful. And I think it's because video is kind of in all parts of our lives now. It used to be that video and devices was really special because it took up a lot of storage space, and so it was complicated and expensive to have to manage to view even, depending on your age, like do you remember looking at one photo like on dial-up? I remember one friend, he would have like two tabs open, and that was a big thing. And he would like start one, and it was interlaced, which meant it would download the odd rows of photos. And once it finished that, he'd open up another tab and do another photo. And in 20 minutes, he could look at two photos. So in those days, like video was a big, big deal. But now it's not. But I still think because video takes up so much space, right, compared to a photo, compared to text, just, from bytes to megabytes to gigabytes, video communicates so much more. And so instead of just kind of typing or, giving like kind of slideshow directions, I would strongly encourage you to actually record your face doing your video and go for that for your final assignment. So take a look at that Google Doc. That's all I've got to say for you about that, and enjoy your flipped video in week 7.